month. But like I said, the bigger cleanup was focused on the worst of the worst sites, and so this cleanup will be focused more on, again, putting the shine on some of the smaller pullouts and things. So hopefully you all aren't disappointed if we don't find giant piles of garbage, but I can't imagine that we would be. So I don't know, how many of you guys have already done this cleanup before? Have you all done like a Five Rivers cleanup?
We have.
Okay, so you guys have. Five Rivers, by the way, if you're not familiar. Okay, y'all know what Five Rivers is? Do you know what Five Rivers is? Okay, great.
All right, we are rolling out. We got Willow, and we are going to go clean up some trash in the woods. Yay! So you probably want to get on the radio and let everybody know that we're headed out.
Okay.
Just hit the button on the side right there.
All right, everybody, thanks so much for showing up. We are heading down the road.
You can pull it off the...
Oh,
Roger that. What'd you find? Aha!
In the ephemeral draw.
It's funny how those things just kind of suck everything down.
I know.
Not sure if that's an active camp there or not.
Looks like they went that way.
Uh-huh.
Love seeing all the floodplain areas like filling up over here.
So this looks like a good spot. Well, it also gets into your definition of what is a vehicle and what is not a vehicle. Because then you run into Forest Service things about that.
Is that a vehicle?
I do not see a license plate. I do not see a VIN number.
Oh.
I am very liberal in my definition of what trash is.
Okay.
Because if you are very...
I just don't want that to sit out here forever and
Correct.
then get like blown up and raided. And
Which
then
is
turned
exactly what
into-
will happen if we wait for the Forest Service to advertise it and go through the whole process. So since we have a vehicle at Tacoma that's capable of towing, depending on whether or not he has to drop a hitch ball for it, I would say you haul that over and at least park it near your dumpster.
Oh, I don't know if the city hall would like that very much.
Right. But if you do leave it out here, it will be torn to pieces and it will be scattered all over this area. And we But, you know,
I mean, we live here, so we can just check on this in the next day or two to
Yep.
see what's
And
going
it-
on.
and you've
I
got
also
my-
have a truck with a ball hitch. I have lots of ball hitches, actually.
And you've got my phone number, so if you want any help with any of that.
Yes, let's do that for today, just because.
Yeah. Definitely get some pictures, take some reports.
Yeah.
Do you have the Principal Creek Trash Act? You could report it with that. That would be important because then we can notify the Forest Service and see it. This is a good day to work on micro trash. Well, there's plenty of invasive Scotch broom to pull.
The team moved down the road to the next one. And I'm not touching it, but there's a bag of poop hanging from the tree. Down that way.
You need me to take care of that, or? I didn't bring any of my mitigation stuff.
I think we just leave it for now until we have like safe.
Yeah, we need
I
a
don't want to touch it. It's
you need a 5-gallon bucket with sealed containers, and yeah, look at all this stuff.
I just don't generally.
I'm gonna go shout on the radio real quick and tell them we're gonna be a couple minutes because we found a whole bunch of micro trash before they get out of range. Heads up, I found a whole bunch of micro trash just behind the Jeep, so we'll be a couple minutes.
Copy that.
Oh man, what is up with all this glass?
This is a dump site. Probably somebody who lived in Westfir or in the area, and instead of taking it to the dump, just drove it here, which is the, you're gonna see this a lot with areas that are really close to town. People just drive their stuff out here and dump it. And friends of Fall Creek have been scheming about us buying a giant industrial vacuum cleaner.
Oh wow, for being outdoors?
For this. We'd have a truck-based vacuum cleaner with a 6-inch hose on it, and you just walk over here and you just start sucking. And yes, you would be removing a lot of the dirt and the natural debris, but there's so much dispersed garbage here that this is where I talk about you need a volunteer for every 9 square feet.
Yeah.
Basically, you need somebody to sit down and pick every piece of this glass out for 4 hours in a 3 foot by 3 foot area. Or you get a giant industrial vacuum cleaner and just suck it all out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're working on funding sources for that.
How about just a contractor to come out and take care of that?
You would be astounded how expensive that is.
Well, if you guys had it though, you could be the contractor.
Well, that's true.
Good God, I think this is like the pile right here.
If you run out of bags, Willow's right there. Again, don't overload them. Just call Willow over and she's got extra bags.
This is just like a pile of glass. Why would somebody do this? I just don't get it.
A lot of it has to do with dump fees. A lot of it has to do with tradition. A lot of people who dump out here have lived in this area, or their families have lived in this area for so long that this is just what they were taught to do, because that's what their grandparents did. I was at the dump the other day. I don't know if you saw how many tires we got on the Earth Day cleanup.
Oh yeah.
We got the like 76 tires.
Holy shit.
So when I was at the dump unloading them, I ran into a gentleman and he said the wrong words at the dump. He said the word commercial refrigerator. Okay? What he had in his truck was a foam box, because they had stripped the metal off. They had stripped the compressor, the wiring, everything.
Wow.
So the only thing that he wanted to do was dump the foam and the little bit of plywood that was left, right? But he said the word commercial refrigerator. And you know what the dump said?
They said, no, you can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
So, of course, it goes out in the woods.
Right, because what else is he going to do with it? Now, there are places that he can take it to dispose of it, but you're going to have to call up every commercial processing facility. They gave him a couple tips of some places to call, but you know, you've got hours and hours of legwork and negotiation with the commercial company and huge fees, etc., etc. And so that's what, like you said, so what most people do at that point is they shrug, and it either ends up on the side of a street someplace or out in the woods. And then you also run into really excessive fees. Do you know how much it cost me to dump 76 tires?
Oh my God, probably close to $800.
No, actually 540. You're close. But that's also the reason why too you see a lot of people with acreage just hoarding garbage, because they don't know what to do with it. And so I don't know if you saw the Tammy Joe video that I did when we took that boat out of the woods.
No, I didn't see that.
So somebody dumped a boat right up the road in Fall Creek. What had happened is an elderly gentleman died. He had the boat in his yard. his yard was full of debris because he had basically been quote unquote collecting or hoarding or whatever you want to call it for most of his adult lifetime on that property. And well, they wanted to sell the property, and guess what you can't do with a property that's full of trash?
Sell it.
So it looks like they disposed of most of it properly. I don't really know the ins and outs of it, but the boat ended up in the possession of others, and those others decided that they didn't want the boat, and they hauled it out in the woods and dumped it. What's that?
Are we gonna back up or carry bags down or?
Oh, we can do that. I just stack them there and
I'm gonna go grab another bag.
call Willow.
What's that?
Call Willow. She's got 2 in her saddlebags.
Oh, hello. Can I have a garbage bag? Yeah, can I have a garbage bag, please?
It's okay, Willow. Come here. Good girl.
Awesome, thank you.
That's her job. I should put some treats in there. And that way, every time somebody gets a garbage bag out, she gets a treat. You would like that, wouldn't you?
So do you go out on the river at all and do trash cleanups?
I haven't in a while, but I have. I haven't done any in the last couple of years. But I've long said, and I've been trying to go to the county commissioners about it, that they have to have a policy at the dump where they can't say no.
Well, that's something, it's a small thing, but I like to say, like, if I'm only elected for 2 years, what are the small wins that I can make for our community here in 1812?
I would say that would be a big win.
As far as an environmental win goes, finding funding, well, I'd love to get funding to support having a local contractor, community-based, that also includes opportunities for volunteers to participate, because I think, you know, having done river cleanup work for quite some time, community engagement is so important, and that is what is going to ultimately make a difference, is having community. Here's a seatbelt.
Yeah,
here.
this is auto glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting the community involved.
That's when you start to see things turn for the better. And this is one issue that everyone gets behind. You know, it's not really a political issue.
True, but you also get a lot of lip service on this.
Well, we always like to laugh at Riverkeeper and some of my volunteers who are out there all the time. It's like everybody says, "Oh, thank you, such good work you're doing," and we're like, "Come on out," you know.
So yeah, I think you're right, and I think we're good
For now. I had fun doing it.
There's a little bit more glass here and there, but we definitely. Something tells me if you just started turning dirt, like here's glass.
I did turn dirt on some of this stuff.
Yeah, there's a bunch. There's a shard. Here's a shard. Go in the sharps container because I just capped. So, you good with me putting in there, or do you want to put it in your sharps container?
I think I'd rather put it in the sharps container.
Not a problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, let's get this out to the road and leave it there and come back for it with the Jeep. Yeah, we'll put it right next to the pile of garbage. Yeah, she gets everybody in trouble. Okay, so we cleaned up that site, and now we need to go find all the rest of the volunteers. And we'll probably use the radio to do something about it. Radio check, radio check, radio check. Anybody come in? Anybody come in? There's a little bit. Just have to decide what we want to get. So, I have a feeling we'll drive along here and we'll find them.
Oh yeah.
They've got handhelds since we were tethered to the truck or the Jeep. Well, you know, they kind of go together, right? Should I park? Is there enough stuff? Across the creek, aka the ditch. Straight out, straight hard left. More and more stuff?
Yeah, I need the pocket.
All right. Glass. That's the problem is when you get out of the vehicle to go find some stuff.
You end up finding more than you bargained for.
Yeah. This area burned too.
I see that, yeah.
We've noticed that a lot lately. Some of these areas that have been burned, exposing stuff that we haven't seen before. There's some. Thank you.
Hey man, fork off.
Well, I'll see your fork and raise you. So, where's the spoon? Yes, about what can we do about long-term issues and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know about you and me, but I can't solve all the problems. I'm not a politician. I'm not in charge of the groups. But what I do know is I can come out today and I can get that piece of garbage. And ultimately, that's just what it's going to take to solve this is, at the very least, everybody just getting out here and help pick it up.
Yeah, I find that one of the most effective ways to move policy is to get communities engaged in the work that they think is important. And out here in the Middle Fork Ranger District, we're seeing an enormous amount of garbage dumps happening on our public lands. So long-term wise, well, short-term wise, we can come out as a community and contribute to keeping the area clean and spreading the word and looking at short-term solutions. But long-term wise, we've got to come up with ways that are easier for people to dump things.
Right.
Make it accessible for those who can't afford to take their garbage to the dump. Holding junk amnesty, businesses accountable for dumping where they need to be dumping and not bringing it out to the forest. And
I found a can.
yeah, found a can. We'll continue. To be continued.
To be continued. We'll can this discussion for right now. Missed one. Oh, missed a bunch. One more.
lid, we got the straw, and we got some extra plastic stuff here.
Down the trail we go.
There we go.
Well, we couldn't have gone too far. Or they just went and gave up and turned around, but...
Wow, look how big the water is down there today.
Wow, that is gorgeous. I'd love to be out of my kayak right now.
I know. Do you kayak?
So, what did we find? Oh, yes. Bleach. Is that bleach? Awesome.
Oh my god, it's a full bleach bottle.
Well, we hope it's full of bleach.
Actually, it's oil stabilizer.
Ah, you know, because that's just what the woods need. Stabilized oil.
A truck or something.
Something. I've seen, my favorite is the people who do oil changes in the woods. Yeah. It's, pulled over to grab some trash. We grabbed a bottle of oil stabilizer. Did you find a diaper? Nope, just a cup. And what's that? That's a chunk of asphalt.
I'll say this cup looks like it's been hanging around for a little while.
Yeah. Well, when they say those things disappear in 30 years, that's the first two.
Plastic bags.
Nope, that is a chunk of car. Or, no, that is, I think that's a chunk of car.
Looks like a chunk of car.
Oh, it's a planter. Maybe?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna stick with chunk of car. It looks like an inner fender well.
Oh, it's about.
They can stay there. It'll be fine. This is what we wanted to see.
That is just huge.
Oh! I found the whole 6-pack. Did you find a squirrel, Willow? Where's the squirrel? Right there? Come here. Another decomposing can.
A little bit of styrofoam too.
Just to, you know, top off all the fun. That might actually just be ferns reflecting. It's shiny ferns, isn't it? My trash radar has failed me. All right, we found styrofoam. We haven't found our volunteers, but we found styrofoam. And I think there was another one along here. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, oh, that's just completely disintegrated. There's 100 million shards of piece right there. Another piece right there. That's pretty good. Find anything over there? Of course we did. Yeah, we have a can. Old one. Again, right time of the year to be out here. That's the old school Rainier
That
can.
is an old school Rainier.
And you know what happens when you find one can? Well, this one came with a rock star, so technically not related. We seem to be getting into like just about one of every different type of can. Oops. Party foul. Don't let it go down the hill. Ah.
You need a hand?
Duck walk up. All right, we better get in the vehicle. We're gonna find. I'm not sure they came all the way up. Do you think they came all the way up here?
We're not that far up. It
Okay.
just feels like we are, but we're really not.
We keep seeing cans. Squirrel, Willow. Yeah. Can. Down the trail we go. All right, so we found a bunch of stuff, or at least I think I found some stuff.
Willow, stay over here, girl.
Stay close, Willow. Willow, stay close. Willow, stay close. There's the can. Come on. Ah. Ooh. Yummy. Get a little more of that liquid out of there. And there's one down in the creek right here. Roadside ditches. You find something?
Just trillions.
Oh, gotcha. It's like, I heard you go, oh, and I was like, oh, did you find? It's like, just nature, wonderful things.
Anything to help with?
Sure. We found our volunteers. We reached them on the radio. And they said they're done cleaning, so they're heading back this way. And it's almost noon, so that's kind of the end of the scheduled, getting close to the scheduled end, but it's not to say that we couldn't go longer. Whole bunch of stuff around here. Oh, nice. I think we found the inner fender well to that car. Yeah, I don't think people, you know, forget their hubcaps by the side of the road.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff just scattered everywhere in here.
Yeah, bits and pieces. It's been actually,
Pretty clean.
for the most part, yeah. We were discussing we'll just come back in September and see what it looks like then, right?
Well, the hard part about coming back in September is all the blackberries are growing over everything.
Yeah.
And so you see it and you want to get it.
But you want to sacrifice that much blood to go get it, right?
Exactly. There's a couple spots up in Fall Creek that have recently burned that are, we picked a whole bunch of garbage out of it because you can finally get to that stuff that's been there for 30 to 50 years, that, you know, all the beer bottles and all the stuff that people have been chucking. Looks like a shooting spot.
That's what we were figuring. Well, it was,
And they're decking logs here, so it could be logging trash.
There was very active, 2 years ago, they were doing a bunch of thinning out here and helicopter extracting. And so I think this is one of the landing pads that they built for the helicopter because they kept moving it upstream as they would go up. So they were actually, when you drive by it, it's like, oh man, can't food you. But when they leave, they cleaned it up pretty good in between spots. So.
Find some good stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got a pretty good bag.
Yeah, we got a pretty good bag. We're gonna give you that.
Okay.
A couple years ago, this place was annihilated
Just
with trash. Just
oh.
piles and piles of it, and then across the river or across the street down there was a ton of trash there too. But,
Looks like people have been shooting here.
yeah, but it looks a lot better. It's way better than it used to be.
It's amazing how when you get it all cleaned up and you don't have trash, then it doesn't attract more trash.
Exactly.
All right, there's a can in the middle of, well, before the rain was not a pond, but is a pond. And I could get my waders. That would be the easy way to do it. Yeah, but you know, just we want to the ninja. Yes, there you go. And then if you throw yourself, you know, stomach first. If you throw yourself stomach first onto that stump, you should be able to reach the can. And if you miss, I've got it on YouTube, so you know.
You want me to hop on that stump over there? Because I think I can get that can with a pair of grabbers. Do we have some grabbers?
You got your grabbers handy? I think we need grabbers.
I can get one here now.
Where's the 12-foot long pair of
Get out your way a little bit.
Willow, go get the can. See it, Willow? Go get the can right there. At what point did the effort to just put my waders on and go get it equal the
Beers of choice. Those folks who leave their bottles and cans running around. Coors Light. Coors Light. That one's Coors Light, isn't it? No, there you go.
All right, you gonna show us how it's done?
One more can in there.
Yeah, let's not.
Go swimming.
Yeah, I don't want to go swimming.
No.
I also don't want to trip over my shoelaces either.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there's a Pepsi cup right there.
Well, that's cheating.
Oh, now you're talking.
Because they probably can't quite reach it from here. But if you get it from over the log, you can push it out there. But I bet you could reach it.
There's one down right at the end of the log.
Yes, just making sure my pockets are zipped up.
He's got the rescue rope handy, so we're all set.
I'm holding the camera.
Let's do this.
Full belly flop. Come on.
Okay.
We can get that one.
Yeah.
Might be.
Got it, Michelle.
Victory!
All right.
Now the hard part.
Getting back.
Crap.
It's split, yeah.
Can we get it from that log? Well, that log is.
Here's the problem. You keep looking and you keep finding.
Yeah.
These got bullet holes in them though.
Yeah.
Somebody stacked him up on the stump and opened fire.
It's over my base.
I think that log is floating.
Definitely.
What'd you guys find out there? More stuff?
Pepsi cup.
The log is floating, I think.
So at this point, yes, I should have put my waders on.
Somebody definitely used this as a shooting range.
Yep, that's what that was the pot was about. It was sitting on a log over there and they were shooting at that.
Somebody want to walk out in the log and
What I'm picking up right now is broken glass held together with plastic and paper.
you're not supposed to put it back in.
Different location.
Success!
All right.
You win. Nice job.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, let me see if there's anything. Oh, there's another bottle right there. Man, you just keep looking
I know you keep finding.
and you keep finding.
Well, you knew you had to pick the weekend when we'd have 12 inches of water in this spot.
Yeah, it makes it more fun. You get to go fishing.
Whoa!
I don't want anybody fishing for me though.
This might be the one good time or good reason to have lots of holes shot in these things.
Yep.
Yes, got the cup
Alright.
up.
I think that's gonna do it.
Very nice.
Now let's see. How do I get?
You want to come get your outer swimming?
Yeah. Maybe
I would stand up on the stump and jump from the stump to the log. I think you'll have better luck doing that.
I don't know about that. I'm all about like the rock climbing thing where you shift your balance. There you go. Perfect. Something like teamwork.
All right, we are parting ways with folks. The dump crew, trash pickup crew is all heading back down the road and heading back to Westfir. And since I'm already most of the way up 19, and I promised some folks I'd do some trash scouting, I am going to do just that. I'm going to do some trash scouting. Or not trash scouting, trail scouting. Words are hard. Trail crew done. Down 19, everybody else is going back to 19 and heading back to dump off trash. And I'm walking up and I'm going to do section 5 of the middle fork. Scout it out. Well, I think we missed a little bit of trash here. That is quite the disaster zone. And let me make a mark on where we are.